This video was brought to you by Stormberg, a route planner, MisterGreen, Kempower and Marcus Bil. Yo, what's up? We are now sitting in the Volvo XC40, and in this video I'm going to show you a brand new test, which is the cold gate test. So every time I test batteries charging speed, I always preheat them to the point where it stops preheating and it's nice and hot. But it's not always like that, you know. Many places you actually get to the charger with cold battery, but also depends on the car. Tesla and Volvo will actually preheat the battery, and most of the time you get full speed, at least for the Volvo. For Tesla, you really need to be super hot. So actually, even in real world scenario, you don't receive that maximum speed of 250 kilowatt. But okay, so the way I tested was that, at least with ScanMyTesla, I have all the temperature, everything in ScanMyTesla. But in Volvo, I don't know how it was, but I could guess how cold the battery is. So I let this Volvo soak outside, and it was also cold that night and in the morning. So I tried to start with 10 degrees Celsius, because 10 degrees is considered achievable throughout the year. Whereas if I try to start with 0 degrees, that's kind of hard. Then you have to go to Yale or something, and it's not practical to do it over there. So actually, would it be now? As I want to try to do this on the big majority of through the whole year. So yes. Anyway, let's just roll the tape and show you guys what's going on here. So you see right off the bat now, the Tesla is actually receiving 133 kilowatt, and well, I tried 10 degrees, but it's actually 8 degrees, so it's a little bit worse than optimal. And also the Volvo is receiving 75 kilowatt only. It's almost half of the maximum speed. But I was quite surprised that the Model Y was able to receive over 100 kilowatts. So this is actually very good, because when it charges that fast, it builds up enough heat so it can heat the battery. And you see, it's now quickly heating it up. So after 5 minutes, we already gain 8 degrees Celsius in the pack here. So that's nice. But you see, compared to the hot battery, then ideally you want to be at almost 60 degrees Celsius. And then for the Volvo, again, you can imagine that in the background there, it's trying to heat the battery also, and you see that actually the speed is going up. Generally, if you don't have any battery heater active, the charging speed will be worse and worse and worse, because as the higher state of charge is, then you simply can't allow the battery to charge fast enough. So it is very important that the battery heater is active during charging also. Yeah, you see Volvo now, it's actually starting to pick up some speed. That is very nice. Compared to Tesla, Tesla has a slightly different characteristics. It started slowing down a little bit, but again, you see that right now, actually, for the Tesla, well, okay, it's not comparable, because the hot battery in Tesla is already at 50%, whereas the cold battery is at 38% only. So this, now you can actually see how more clearly how much slower it charges when it's cold. But yes, I know what you guys are thinking. Bring out the LFP battery and test it. Yes, I'm going to test the LFP. I need to know how slow it charges. It's going to be a big facepalm. But you see now, right now, the XC40 is picking up some nice speed. Okay, it's not totally comparable. I'm going to look at the curve afterwards, but still very impressive that the Volvo is able to pick this up and get some okay speed at 50%, almost at 47%, and it's still taking some speed there. So nice. So actually, I get the feeling that it's not that bad. Actually, for these two cars I've tested now, the Colgate performance is not that bad, and it is actually somewhat important to allow the battery to charge somewhat fast in the beginning. It gets a positive effect. It keeps the wheels rolling. But okay, so not much going on. You see that at this point the Model Y is okay. It stopped the afterburners, and it's not heating up the battery that aggressively anymore. But however, it seems to still be slightly colder than optimal, because you see that the optimal temperature is supposed to be almost 60 degrees, but and the cold battery is at 56, as if it kind of gave up it or something, or it just knows that okay, it's gonna slowly pick up some speed there. But okay, one thing I want to see now is I don't remember which one goes to 90% first. I guess we have to check, but I'm going to check how long it takes to reach 90% for these batteries, and then we're going to compare with the cold test also, see how much time you're losing. But I guess you guys can also, you know, the reason why I show you guys this video is that you can just look at the time. Yeah, there's a counter on the Ioniq screen, the tritium screen. you can look at that one and you can compare, and you can find out if you want to charge to, let's say, 60%, how long does it take in the hot battery versus the cold battery. So yeah, this video gives you a lot of raw information that I went ahead to gather, and then it's up to you how you want to interpret it. But okay, so you see now I'm gonna pay attention to, well, actually both the hot batteries on the Tesla and the Volvo is getting close to 90%. Oh wait, really? So it seems like well, the Model Y has a bigger battery, but that's very impressive. Okay, the Model Y charges of course faster, but okay, I think the Volvo is about to hit 90% at 38 minute mark. Okay, 38 minute mark, and the Model Y will be at 39 minute mark pretty much. And then how much slower is the Volvo with a cold battery? Oh, it's not that much. There. So the Model Y hot battery hit, yeah, at 39 minutes, hit 90%, and actually goes a little bit beyond it. We're just gonna keep watching, see what happens now. So you see, in the case where you want to charge to 90%, it's actually not that bad for the cold Volvo battery. It's about to hit 90%, 41 minutes there. Okay, no, that was only 3 minutes slower. Wow, only 3 minutes. The cold Tesla battery, on the other hand, needs a longer time than that, or it's okay. Sorry, now the counter is not counting, so yeah, that's a little bit bummer. And also, yeah, when I try to use time code here, it's all messed up because these are the screen recordings are not the 25 frames per second. It's some weird frame rate, but I would say roughly 5-6 minutes maybe to 90%. I have to look again. You guys can look closer to the time frames here, but okay. And if you look at the graph here, you see that the hot session is about twice as fast as the cold session. And then for Tesla, it slowly managed to recover, because the charging curve actually on the Volvo is flatter than the Tesla. But you see that slowly the dotted line here, the red dotted line, is almost able to catch the solid line, but it really never catches it. Maybe, like we saw in the charging session, the battery temperature never went on the exact same level as the hot session, and I guess this is just something that Tesla has pre-programmed. I'm not sure. But also another thing I've noticed with many batteries charging is that the charging session tends to get a little bit exhausted, and because the charging session here is longer, then the curve kind of, or the charging speed drops a little bit. This could explain why it drops a little bit towards the end here. So what I mean is that for many batteries, if you start charging from 50% to 90%, you will actually have higher speed than if you start from 10%. But okay, and then very impressively, you see here that the Volvo is able to recover way faster. It just takes this, okay, it doesn't charge that fast in the beginning versus Tesla, but still it just recovers way better, way faster, and already at around 30%, it's almost on par with the hot session. And not only that, but around 50-ish%, maybe, okay, at least 60%. The dotted line is right above or on the same level as the solid line. This is very nice. And also you see that, yes, actually for Volvo, you see, okay, it charges slower there, but it has a flatter curve. So here, even though the battery is smaller, it's actually charging faster than the Tesla. And then towards the end, it's about the same. So yes, very nice. But you see, these characteristics is mainly because the battery heater is active, and the Volvo and the Tesla, well, especially the Volvo, can recover from it. But if we had a car that does not activate the battery heater, like I've seen indication on with Kona, but I'm not sure. I haven't checked it on car scanner. But at least the MG ZS EV maybe, but that was on the old days. They might have fixed it by now. But cars that doesn't activate battery heater, I would suspect that let's say if the Volvo didn't do it, it would go something like this and then just zoop, go, yeah, really dog slow, because it's like a down spiral. You charge slower and then you can't build up enough heat in the battery. Versus if you have a hot battery, then as you charge up, you will also gain heat in the charging process, and that will allow you to charge faster towards the end. So it would be interesting to try a car that kind of sucks on Colgate to see, well, okay, I should try, of course, the LFP. Yes, we're gonna test it soon. If you guys think this is interesting, it's at least very interesting for me to see, because I think the LFP will be the worst in the pack here. But one last thing I will also show you is that I also look at the charger screen. I mean, or on the charger, how many kilowatt hour the charger delivered to the car, and then it's up to the car how it uses it, right? Utilizes it. So when I calculate now for Tesla, okay, on that Tesla session, we received 65.2 kilowatt hour, and then it is actually 60 kilowatt hour net capacity, and that equals to only 8.7% loss. It could be that maybe the Tesla was being stingy on the battery heat. You saw that halfway in there, it stopped the preheating and everything, and then it just kind of lived on the leftover heat. Whereas the Volvo might actually have the battery heater more active, because according to my calculation with the Volvo, you actually have 16.9% loss. Or I call it loss, but it's actually the loss because you have heat. Yeah, pretty much you have heat that you build up. So in a way, yes, the Volvo charges faster, but at least if you have cold battery, then it's also somewhat less efficient. So if it matters, I guess, well, actually this is what you should do, that you should charge the battery when it's when the battery is nice and warm. It doesn't have to be smoking hot, but at least try to charge in the evening, because if you charge in the morning for modern EVs, not on the Tesla, it will activate the battery heater and then you lose energy there. But it depends, of course, because again with Tesla, Tesla is able to scavenge the heat in the battery. So if you would fast charge to 90% in the morning and then you go on a long trip, and it's, especially if it's cold outside, then the Tesla will be able to utilize that leftover heat to then spend way less for heating of the cabin, whereas some other cars, they might not do that. Actually, the old cars before the Octovalve came out, like MC Hammer, it's kind of stupid. It would just dump the heat right out and then run the PTC heater. That was kind of stupid design, but we don't talk about that. Okay, anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.